Hey, welcome back to another video. I'm standing on a rock in a creek at Bodgem Forest Park. Out here today to do some infrared shots using the lovely greens here of the forest to make that infrared pop, because the greens with the infrared filter, the case infrared filter, will sort of negative that and make that a nice white. So then you get the contrast with the dark rocks and the waterfall and the rest of the forest. Should be a good idea. That's the idea in my head. Anyway, let's see if it works. Fingers crossed. Rightio, I'm going to hit that intro and we'll come back and have a chat. I'm going to set up here for this first shot. I've got one in mind I've been wanting to do for a while, but haven't had a... I kept going down the other way. Today, the bottom end's blocked off of the forest park, so if you are coming in, make sure you come up to the top end, because they're doing works on the walkways down the bottom. Beautiful little flare in the background here. You see, bright sunny day, hence I'm back in the forest. No clouds in the sky, so it wasn't really worth doing anything else I had up my sleeve. So I thought I'd come down here and check it out. Rightio, now we're over here, and let's hit that intro and we'll come and have a chat about this shot. Righto. Okay, so you can see you got the R6 down here. I've set that up for shooting, and this beautiful little root system just here that I'm shooting. I've got a little trickle coming through the falls. There's roots coming out of this beautiful tree just at the first little bridge. All this tree, you know, all coming down. They've sort of got that as my center point, so it sort of leads me into the shot. And I've got those bits of green with some dappled light coming through, so a great little shot. But composure wise, I'm sort of down pretty. I've got the 24 vertical, so I'm just sort of shooting probably like that. And then I've got these little rocks in the background as my first leading in. Because it's infrared and it's like a 15 stop, it's a little bit tricky. So I've only got to focus around, I've focused around the middle, so same as the sort of water. Obviously that's just going to flow through and be smooth. 18 minutes, you're not going to see much water movement. But my focus wise, I can only focus in the center because I have to go down to f1.4. Now the beauty of the that EF24 lens being at f1.4 is when you're using this filter, it brings that time back. By going down to 1.4, I don't get the focus from the top and the bottom of the shot, but I can actually get the shot within 18 minutes instead of, I think at f10 it was going to be like an hour and a half, which you'd have to be pretty dedicated. You'd have to have a pretty awesome light and everything to get it sit there for an hour and a half for one shot. So at 18 minutes, it's not too bad. I'm currently at about 10 minutes on the camera now, so it's looking pretty good. And then what I'm going to do is then we'll walk behind us to the first little falls, and yeah, we'll go from there. And once this is finished, we'll have a look at the shot and see how it looks out in the infrared. See if that green should pop out of those root system. That's the idea. The green should sort of be the contrasty figure in the photo. So fingers crossed it all works out and we'll get a bit of an idea of what we've got for the day. Okay, so there you go. That's sort of what I was thinking, and it's sort of worked out pretty good. So you can see the whites, all those greens sort of gone negative and turned white, and then I've got the darkness here in the rocks and everything else that then sort of comes a little bit darker, so you get that really nice contrast. That's pretty good. 18 minutes. It's hard to tell. Hopefully I don't think it's blown out. It looks pretty good. It should come down in post. Obviously that's in the infrared, and once I change it over to black and white, that'll sort of change. So we'll see how we go. First shot in the bag. Looks good. I like the way the rocks are down here. That's come up good. A little waterfall adds some interest, and then that's sort of that leading line of those roots off and to the left. Down here now, I've got another one here. We're at the falls. So if I take you over this way, gotta see where I'm shooting. So it's just a little tree stump. You can see the roots here coming up, and then comes up, leads up to the falls. And then I've got over here, I've got the green of the vines, I guess it is, hanging down next to the waterfall. So you get a beautiful waterfall with a green, and then this beautiful little textured little stump down here. Sorry, oops, yeah, it's this down here. You see those beautiful little roots of the tree that's letting it survive and just keeping it alive with the green on that. I'll focus down here. So again, f1.4 so it's dark. It is less, it's not 18 minutes this time, it's only 13 minutes, so that's pretty good. And yeah, pretty nice. So, sit over here. So R6, locked it in vertical again, so it lets me get the top of the falls in, and I can also get this little root system in as well. That leading line of the route leading towards the falls. Great little shot. Nice and peaceful. There's only one other person here, so I don't want to be too loud and talk too long. But once this shot's any good, I'll put her up and I'll let you know. There'll be 2 in the bag. And then I reckon we've got time for one more, which I'm maybe at the top of the falls. I'll go and check that out. And I just noticed this tree with the green foliage here, and that infrared's working really well with the green. So I've got Winston doing the precarious stuff, half in the water, so she's safe as a house. And then it's only at 2 minutes 11 because we've got that light coming onto it, so it's a lot easier. I thought it was definitely worthwhile checking it out. Won't be long, 1 minute 30, only 40 seconds to go. We'll be able to see. So again, f1.4, so what I've done, I've focused just on the roots coming out of looks like a palm tree that's come here. It's in part of the cave system, right at the base of the cave, at the falls. Got a beautiful dapple light coming through, really nice, going down the bridge. Back of the camera, and that's what we got. How good does that look? So you can see the difference when you get that green with the infrared, really makes that green pop out, come up really good. So info on that, 131 seconds, 2 minutes 11, 1.4 ISO 100, and yeah, that's what you get. That should turn out pretty nice. Histogram looks good, and again, that's just using that Nissi app on the F15 stop, so it's very cool. Right, see if we can find one more before we knock off. Okay, done and dusted for another week. Well, that's us. Good day. Something different, another option to put up your sleeve in the backpack for when you're going out and shooting. No clouds, skies blown out, just too bright to really shoot anything else. I did think about going to the beach and doing long exposures, but it probably wouldn't have been as nice as what I've got here. Rainforest cuts out all that harsh light, get a little bit of dapple light, which is always really nice. Normally you'd come shooting for waterfalls, but with that infrared filter, we look for the green. So instead of we're using that green as our subject matter, and then being able to flip that and turn the negative into a nice black and white with lots of textures. And I think it's going to work out pretty good. We've got 3 good shots, and that's pretty much all I've got time for. First one was like 18 minutes. Second one was 13, and that last one was the shortest one, that little coconut palm with a little texture down the bottom. That was only 2 minutes 11 because they had the light coming onto it, so that worked out really good. So obviously with the infrared, you need a bit of light. So there's your sort of tricky little technical part you got to work out. But other than that, I think it was a good little idea. And then, yet again, the infrared filter has worked out pretty good. Right, done and dusted here. I did come up to have a look at this little falls, but the green's off to the right and doesn't really suit in what I'm after. Beautiful little spot, great place to finish up for the week. I will see you all next week. Stay safe. Thanks for stopping by. Peace.